Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. Today we're talking about Starship Down from Deep Space Nine, and this fourth season episode is one where they need to continue to define Worf's character. We know what he was from TNG, which was mostly the person who threw in the wrong advice during meetings and otherwise just kind of strutted his Klingon stuff. But in this case, they're rounding out his character to be a little more of a team player. And in this episode, they show that. We also show where the relationship between Jadzia and Julian is, and at the same time, Cisco and Kira. Now, Kira has always believed, and Cisco knows this, that he is the emissary, where he is not a believer, obviously, and would rather not deal with that, despite the fact that most of the Bajoran clerical class are calling him emissary and treating him that way. And Kira keeps her distance, and that's explained in this of why when they are together, they only talk business even when they're off duty. And so there's a lot that goes on here in building this relationship between Kira and Cisco. And like I said, a better understanding between Julian and Jadzia. And we also find out, as we say, Worf's commands abilities. We have seen him not really ever in command of the ship for any period of time, and that's going to be a continuing thing with the Defiant. So he gets a little gentle coaching from O'Brien and how engineers work on starships. And Worf starts to see the reasoning behind it. And then we have Quark meeting with a trade delegate from the Dominion. And at the beginning, they are as far away from each other as they can be. Of course, Quark's first impulse is to try to cheat anybody that he's working with. And he admits that he cheats the Federation in ways they haven't yet discovered. But this more fair-minded approach that his negotiating opponent have starts to narrow when a disaster happens and they have to depend on each other. And we get a little more understanding of why the Ferengi do what they do. They could make profit without cheating, but they do like the gamble. They like the adrenaline rush of taking a chance and for that chance paying off. And when it doesn't pay off, it doesn't mean you quit the game. You continue on until you win. And your odds are better that you win more than you lose. That's at least their way of thinking. And in the idealized universe of Star Trek, that does seem to work. Nevertheless, all of the rest of the stuff is window dressing, the how you reconfine a probe and how you redirect phaser couplings and all of the engineering tech speak that they do, and even the nature of what puts them in trouble to begin with really is just a means to put these characters together and interact with each other. And I think it works very well on that part. I've always found Michael Dorn to be my favorite TNG character, and I have even more respect for him in Deep Space Nine. Even this early stage, you can see how his personality is evolving, and that's a trick for an actor who thinks that he knows who his character is, and for that to be subtly changed in a way that does not betray the previous version of it, but makes it seem organic in the way that it moves into what it will be. So I find this episode very well written, very well acted, and we also see a little bit of camaraderie between Worf and O'Brien. And, right now O'Brien is kind of friends with Julian and hardly anybody else. But with this newfound respect between he and Worf, that may turn into something a little more interesting as time goes on. So that's what we have here on this episode of Deep Space Nine. I hope you enjoyed it and hope that you will join us for our next video, which will be coming up on Friday with our review of Lower Decks. We're getting near the end of that series, and so we'll be following that. We also have other things coming up, Doctor Who Christmas special this month, so stay tuned for all of that. And until then, don't go far.